Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the forces that are likely to impact our markets today, whether they be the US handover from last night, how Asia is currently trading this morning, and just a general overview of how the stocks performed across Europe as well yesterday. Now, beginning with the United States, it is now becoming very apparent and clear that a lack in clarity from the government on future stimulus starting to hurt the outlook on asset prices and especially equity prices. So this was the second day in a row now that we've consecutively lost across all three major benchmarks. So that's the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. The last time this happened was in September. All of October has been a relatively much cleaner, positive-oriented month for equities in the United States. The Dow fell 160 points yesterday. That's 0.6%. The S&P fell 0.7%. The Nasdaq fell 0.8%. So that's how all your benchmarks fared. Futures are currently pointing to the fact that there may not be an immediate recovery. Futures are flattish to negative as well. Dow futures, barely any recovery, down another 17 points. S&P were marginally higher and Nasdaq futures are pretty much flat. So the market's letting us know that there's no opening gain expected tomorrow as of now, unless there's any announcements, obviously, which come and change that. We had $1.8 billion loss yesterday for airlines in the United States, so that has definitely hurt the outlook and sentiment a fair bit as well. Now, Asia this morning is a bit mixed. The Nikkei is down 0.30% in early trade. The Kospi is down 0.66% in early trade. In Australia, the S&P ASX 200 is the only region which is bucking the trend. It's currently up 0.70%. So Asia fairly mixed. Then coming to Europe, European stocks yesterday closed lower firmly. The Stoxx 600 was gaining, but then it lost towards the end of the day and closed around 0.2% down. Health stocks over there lost 0.6%. Utility stocks rose over 0.8%. Two commodities we always do a check on for you, oil and gold. Oil prices improved on Wednesday. This was on the back of equities rising and the dollar trading a bit lower than it did. Brent crude futures were up 1.18% to $42.94 per barrel. WTI futures were 2% higher at $41.04 per barrel. Coming to gold, gold also did well yesterday. Finally, the lackluster safe haven precious metal finally regaining some of its appeal among investors. It gained 1% yesterday, obviously boosted by a weaker dollar and then the uncertainty around the stimulus as well as the uncertainty over the election outcome. So these three are the key variables which are going to drive markets up or down, and right now we just don't know what's going to happen with them. Spot gold was up 0.7% to $1,903 per ounce. Gold futures were up 0.7% to $1,907 per ounce.